welcome you to the 2014 Immaculata Spartans boys basketball preview show, along with Danny Reyes and Alex Malone. I'm David Rubin. Well, guys, let's get right into it. I mean, this has been quite an exciting year with a lot of anticipation already. The Immaculata Spartans coming off a season where they only had 7 wins, and certainly they're hoping for a big turnaround this year. And Alex, it probably has to start with the ball movement this year. Obviously, that's going to be a huge part in spreading the offense around.
Yeah, ball movement is going to be key. You look at some of the good NBA teams, you know, they work the ball around and really get scoring from everywhere. And then you look at some of the terrible teams, I'm not gonna lie, the Knicks, you know, they only got Carmelo Anthony. So, you know, ball movement is gonna be really key. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that one.
And then as on your side of things, let's talk about the freshman Jared Chambliss, who we're going to hear from later on in today's show. He's quite an explosive player and probably one of the best freshmen Immaculata's seen in a while.
Yeah, you know, I had the honor of playing with Jared over the summer, and I could say he could do it all. You know, he could shoot, he could dribble, he could drive, he could pass the ball, he could play defense like I've seen no one ever seen before. So I think he's going to be a key player for the Immaculata Spartans this year.
And certainly, who knows what another 4 years will bring? He could become, you know, the next Tyus Battle or
Wade Baldwin,
or Wade Baldwin for that matter. And Alex, one more comment from you before we hear from Coach McKeever. Last year, the team suffered a lot of losses at the end of the season, obviously from seniors graduating, guys like Rob Haldeman, Greg Onderko, big playmakers for them. And now this year, they have up-and-coming players. But how do they really recover from the guys they lost and focus on the guys they have now that maybe don't have as much experience as you would like?
Well, you know, it all starts within the team, you know, within that locker room. Guys got to step up. You did lose some veteran leadership on that squad. But the good thing is they had a lot of starters returning, and that builds chemistry. And with chemistry comes leadership.
Well, the guy that's really the overall leader, the head coach, Ryan McKeever, Alexa Alexandra got a chance to sit down with him just a few minutes ago. So, Alexa, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach McKeever. So like you just told me before, you have been coach here at Immaculata for 14 years, but it's your second year coaching varsity. So what did you learn from last season that you're going to incorporate into your coaching this year?
Well, you know, a couple of things that we learned from last year is, you know, how hard we have to work in the off season. You know, a lot of the work that we have to put in to be able to compete at this level, high school level. And, you know, as you know, last year our schedule from top to bottom is tough, night in and night out. There's no gimmies. You have to bring it every single night. So a lot of the guys that we have coming back from last year's team really understand how hard that they had to work, and the off season was huge for us. I mean, it really was. We were in the gym all the time, and most importantly, we were working out together all the time. So that's something that we had to do. And you know, with AAU and other programs, a lot of kids go off on their own. It was important that we worked out together. So
you have your 3 captains. Was this a team chosen, or was it you personally who chose these captains?
Actually, they chose it. You know, they're the ones. You know, I have the final decision, but you know, the 3 captains with Gianni Barney, Julian Alexis, and Christian Medley, you know, it all came up to how hard that they worked in the offseason. They led by example, obviously, with Julian and Gianni being 2 returning starters from last year's team, 2 seniors, and then Christian by his work ethic. And, you know, how they set the tone in the offseason is why they're named captains. And hopefully, you know, they lead throughout the season and that everybody else follows.
So they have obviously stepped up from the whole program as all the years they've been playing, especially from last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they were getting a lot of time last year in the varsity games.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. They all stepped up and you know, really set the tone, and that's what it was about. And you know, as far as being on time, getting, it's not really just worrying about themselves. You know, with Gianni making sure that everybody was at the workouts, and Julian by how hard he goes, and Christian, they all lead in different ways. Mm-hmm. And you know, that was something that was really, when the coaching staff got together, was a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. What is something that you have been looking forward to most about this season?
How hard we bring it night in and night out. You know, last year there was games where, you know, if games were 16 minutes long, you know, we would have done pretty well. But unfortunately, every night it's 32 minutes. And I'm excited for our team to compete for 32 minutes as a team.
Mm-hmm. So your starting 5 is, what's your current starting 5? Do you know?
Starting 5 is still up in the air. I mean, you know, it all decides. You know, basically we had 4 scrimmages really. Got an idea. You know, obviously we tip off tomorrow night against a very talented Gill team. But, you know, besides Julian, Gianni, and Christian, it's really wide open. And, we're looking for that who's going to come in and produce and make plays, and whoever that is going to stay on the court. But there's a lot of competition, a lot of opportunity, for guys to step up and play major minutes this year.
Thanks, Coach McKeever. Back to you guys.
No problem. Thank you, Alexa.
All right, thank you very much, Alexa. And guys, obviously Coach McKeever talked a lot in that interview about his two captains, all three of his captains, but specifically the two captains that are going to be playing huge parts this year would be Gianni Barney, the point guard, and Julian Alexis as well. And so, Alex, let's quickly talk to you about the pace of the game this year and how that's going to be important for those guys to lead the tempo on offense and defense.
Well, you never want to play to the pace of another team. It really feeds into their momentum. So I think the Spartans really are going to look to slow it down this year and really work on picks and screens, backdoor cuts. Try to find some open foul line jumpers for their guys and really settle the game down because they don't really want to run with other teams.
And Danny, you had a chance to play with Julian Alexis and Gianni Barney, guys that are really good leaders. What have you learned so far from them, and how are they going to be able to help this team leadership-wise?
Well, leadership-wise, Julian on the court is obviously like our most dominant scorer. So when he's not on, it's important for him to actually just distribute the ball, keep playing defense, and be a leader on the court. And if he goes to the bench, he's got to encourage his teammates when he's on the bench too, And I've got to know Gianni over the last couple of years. Gianni, he's our point guard. He's going to have to play like the best player on the court. He's going to have to distribute the ball. He's going to have to shoot. And most important, he's going to play defense. Defense is something that this team struggled with a lot last year. And this year, we're going to have to fix it if we want to have a winning record.
All right, now, Alex, one more thing from you. Julian and Gianni, you announced a lot of games last year that the boys played in. What have you seen from them that you think has been so crucial to this team that they need to continue to excel at moving forward?
Well, I think just Gianni and Julian alone, maturity. They came up as freshmen. They were a little immature, but that's expected of freshmen. But shot selection, overall defense, leadership, all those things, they really came with maturity and as they progressed through the grades, and I think that's amazing. And it kind of spells good things for this team.
Well, Alexa had a chance to talk to Julian Alexis just a few minutes ago, so here's Julian with Alexa.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Julian Alexis, senior captain. How does it feel to be nominated as captain your senior year?
It's a great honor. Me, Gianni, and Christian are captains this year, so we played varsity last year, so we have a lot of experience. So the coach is expecting a lot from us, so it's just a great honor.
So this is obviously a huge season for all of you guys, all you seniors, and just the team especially. How have you guys been preparing in the off season?
We did a lot in the off season. The main thing we did is strength and conditioning. We did a lot of running in the gym after school every other day of the week. They had us in the weight room when the football team wasn't in there, so we were lifting weights, and we really got our wind up, so we should be good when we're running up and down the court this year. We should have a lot of stamina.
And this last season was such a big season for all of you guys, the rising seniors or now seniors currently. Did you learn anything from last season that you're going to incorporate into this season?
Yeah, we learned a lot. Well, last year it was a lot of guys' first time playing varsity basketball, so it was hard for us to adjust to the speed of the game and the pace and how hard you actually have to play. So this year we know what it's like, we know what to expect. So when we get on the court, we're expected to produce. So we should be ready to come tip off.
So obviously basketball has been a huge part of your life. Is there anyone who has been truly a mentor for you throughout the years of playing this sport?
Definitely my dad. He's been playing his whole life as well, and he's put basketball in my hands since I was a little kid, ever since I could walk. So he's helped me every step of the way, and I appreciate his help so far.
I'm here with Chambliss. So you're a freshman here at Immaculata.
Yes.
What made you choose Immaculata?
I came to Immaculata because my high school, Del Val, is not good at basketball, and I wanted to come here so I can go further in my career.
How does it feel to be welcomed into the Immaculata family with the basketball program? Do you feel welcomed, or was it a little hard for you to adjust?
I feel welcome because I've been playing with them since the summer, and we just really gelled together really good.
Do you feel a lot of added pressure to you just because you are a freshman, or have you been working just as hard as anybody else?
I do feel pressure, but I feel like I prepared myself, and I have been working hard.
So how do you feel about the opening game, which is against Gill St. Bernard's with some of the top players in the area? What are your thoughts on that?
I look forward to it because they're really good, but I'm up for the competition.
Thanks, Jared. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Alexa. And let's quickly talk about defense because we focus a lot on the offensive guys like Julian Alexis and Gianni Barney. But, Alex, let's talk about the three big men. You got Browning, Medley, Munkholm. Which to you stands out the most is probably going to be the most impact player of the year?
You know, usually you figure the seniors, but I don't think so this year. I think George Browning's going to have a really big year. You know, he showed signs of it last year. Obviously, the Bound-Brook game, he played phenomenally as they got the win there. And I really look for him to really step up, especially on defense. You know, lock down the opponent's best players. Really just, in football, Revis Island. It's going to be Browning Island this year.
And Danny, aside from the three big guys, defense is a collective five-guy effort.
Right.
How important is the defense for this team this year? Obviously, they wanted to improve from last year. How are they going to do that this year?
Right, last year they mainly ran a 2-3 defense or a 3-2 defense. This year, I think we have the speed and athleticism to run man the whole time. You know, with George Browning can lock down the whole their best player. Gianni Barney has been working on his defense all year, and then whoever else is on the court, I think can guard their three weaker men on the opponent's team.
Well, the Immaculata Spartans will be led this season on defense, as we mentioned, by one of the three guys between Browning, Munkholm, and Medley. Christian Medley sat down with Alexa Alexandra just a few moments ago.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with senior captain Christian Medley. Christian, you are, like I said, captain your senior year. How are you planning on taking the leadership role with the rest of your teammates?
I mean, just keep being vocal on the court and just show some leadership with my game, and even on the bench, just keep giving them positive feedback and just keep bringing them up.
Like I said to Julian before, this is a big season for all of you guys. What are your personal goals?
I'd say our personal goals are to at least make a good run in counties and hopefully the states too.
Like I said before, last season was a huge season for all of you, especially when you guys were juniors. A lot of you were getting playing time. How did you take anything from that season experience and that you're going to bring into this season?
Oh yeah, I mean, playing my junior season definitely helped because you get used to like the speed of the game. It's much different from like JV and freshman, and for your senior it just helps you out a lot because you basically know what to expect and how to play and what to prepare for, really.
Thanks, Christian. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Alexa. Well, we're almost done here tonight, but before we go, we obviously got to talk about the season ahead as a whole and what we really expect from it. We'll start with you, Alex. What do you think, what is going to go right for the Spartans this year? What maybe they have to work on moving forward, and really, what's your overall prediction for the year?
I think the season's going to go way better than last year. You know, they had a up and down year last year, but I think overall, I think they're going to be about 15-10. You said they play about 25 games, so I say 15-10, slightly over 500. And I think they're going to get big wins this year. I think Somerville might be a W, and I think Bound-Brook's going to be a win. And, yeah, I think overall it's going to be a very successful year.
And speaking of W's, hopefully January 3rd is one when Danny and I have our first game when the boys take on Bridgewater. And Danny, for you, what's going to go right this year, and what's your overall prediction for the season?
You know, this year I think our offense is going to be great. We have a lot of offensive attacks that we could just throw in the game, and we could have some confidence in them for scoring. And defensively, I think we're going to struggle a little bit, but I really think we're going to do well. You know, we struggle a little bit, but in the end, do well. I think our record might be around 17-8 around the year. You know, we have a lot of tough teams, but I think we might be able to win a couple of those games and come out with a great record for the season.
All right, well, if we were to play 25 games, I'll give my prediction. I'm going to say 24-1. 24-1. I'm notorious for giving very generous records, so we'll see if that comes to fruition this year, as I'm sure everybody behind us wants it to. All right, but guys, as we come to the end of tonight, we thank all of you for tuning in to the Spartans basketball preview show. Just a reminder, every one of the boys and girls basketball home games you can listen to on the Spartans Radio Network by going to the Immaculata website under quick links or by going directly to myradiostream.com/IHSNJ. And now you can also listen through the Immaculata app. So for Alex Malo and Danny Reyes, I'm David Rubin, and for Alexa Alexandra, thank you so much for joining us here today. Until next time, have a good one, everybody.